Okay guys, we are here at Home Story Cup 2018. It's the 17th Home Story Cup and I'm Benjamin. For a couple of months I was trying to do some interviews, then I had to do some personal things and moved from one country to another. And I'm finally back and trying to get people to talk to me. And I actually found somebody. Could you maybe give us a short introduction? Who are you? And,
Definitely can. So I'm Jehuty Mostofa. I'm the team owner of Team Revolution. I'm a Zerg player. You guys don't know me. That's mainly because I'm behind the scenes doing everything with Team Revolution. So that's what I do at the minute. You should know us from our current roster. So we got Keen, Optimus, Fear, and Risky, and a couple of other players, some inactive. We got Golden at the minute. I'm wearing a golden shirt. That's me in a nutshell.
Okay, great. So normally I think it's not that common or usual for people maybe watching the channel to see team owners in front of the camera. So could you tell us a bit more about your background? When did you start the team? Why did you start it? What's your motivation?
Yeah, definitely can. So I started about, I think, just over 3 years ago. So we were playing competitive Metal Gear Online. So that was a part of the Metal Gear Solid 5 competitive part of the game. And essentially we were just playing online cups, so they were ESLs, and we were doing really good in them. Mm-hmm. And then Konami noticed that we had this really good team that was doing social media and everything right. So Konami decided to sponsor us, and so we had this income that we didn't know what to do with. So we thought, why just stop at one game? Let's try other games. And I'd played StarCraft for since season 2 in 2010. So I knew the scene inside and out, and I was already good friends with a couple of the pro gamers. So I think our first pro gamer was sort of Rickard Bergman, and he did really well at the first event for us, and that's where it took off from there. Yeah.
Okay, so that's actually very interesting to me. So there's a background. First time I hear about the Metal Gear Solid pro scene or competitive scene. I have to be honest, guys.
Yeah.
So that's already interesting to me. And Konami, obviously a big name. We know that.
Yeah.
So they are still your main sponsor?
No. They're not really into like the competitive side anymore. So their latest game's Metal Gear Survive, and it's very much like a co-op based thing, so like 4 players, not really competitive.
Okay.
Maybe they'll get back into it, but at the minute it's not our main sponsor now.
Okay, so you started the team, you are the team owner. Are you doing it just for fun and for the love of the game, or what drives you? What's your passion behind it, or your goal maybe?
I mean, I'd say it definitely started off like that because I was very passionate about StarCraft. I'd play it, there was a point where I'd play more than most pro gamers. So I'd look at Cass and Happy and I'd have more games than them, which was insane.
Sure, man.
Yeah, but now it's gotten to the point where it's I'm taking it very seriously and not looking at just the one game, because I want to turn it into something that I can do for potentially the next 10, 20 years, long term. But I think that all depends on like which games we decide to go for and stuff like that, because there's this huge explosion of games being successful, like Fortnite, PUBG, and they're constantly changing. So yeah, what was the question again?
Yeah. So at this point in time, it's your full-time job.
Yeah.
And you can live from it.
Yeah, it's definitely
Sort of.
sustainable. I still do things outside of it because I find myself having a lot of free time.
Okay.
So yeah, but it's definitely sustainable on its own if you do it right.
Obviously, that's the secret that everybody wants to know. How to do it right? What would you say? How do you do it right? To own a team, to run a team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be very careful with like how you're spending your money when you're running an organization, because people can get very easily fall into a trap. Like, we need to do it like this organization's doing. So what they do is they print hoodies, they print jerseys, caps, everything, and that's already a lot of money done. And then they assign huge salaries to players that, you know, they haven't even understood like a good idea of what they're worth. So it's best to just take a step back and, you know, look at it objectively and see who's worth what do you actually need, because at the end of the day you don't need Fnatic pajamas yet.
Yeah, true, man. And maybe you don't need them, but you want them. So. But yeah.
Yeah, Revo pajamas coming soon.
There you go. Yeah. So, okay, so the business side of it is obviously a big part of your job.
Right.
And it sounds to me that you have an idea of how to do it. Do you have any background in it? Like studied something, learned something, or?
No, the majority of my knowledge is in chemistry.
Okay.
However, I've spoken to a lot of people that have been marketing for several teams. So Team Secret, they're a huge Dota 2 team. They provide me with like some guidelines on how to do stuff and like some tips.
Okay.
And then MVP Phoenix, another Dota team. There's this guy called Jeff, really nice guy. He helped me also get an idea of how to approach sponsors and what to have in documents, and that really helped me just take off and how I handled it. So yeah.
So a lot of self-taught knowledge, skills, but also with help from people from outside. That's nice to hear for me as a outsider also.
Yeah, it's surprising like how helpful people would be, because at the end of the day we are competitors in some way.
Exactly.
Even though we're not in Dota, you know, maybe one day we are.
There you go.
And then we knock them out of like TI finals or something. We miss
Oh,
out
that's a dream.
It is.
Yeah.
I can retire off that.
For sure, man. Okay, so we started off and we quickly touched on a lot of subjects. Guys, so that you know, I didn't prepare this interview like I normally do, because Raz was so nice to just jump in. So that's why we are touching a lot of things, and you're triggering a lot of questions in my head already.
Is that a good thing?
That's a very good thing, because you are. I think people underestimate a lot the work that has to happen in the background for a team to run successfully. And I mean, you hinted at it. Yeah, there's a lot of organizational things. Sure, you said you have a lot of free time sometimes, but there's still stuff to do. And maybe just for us, could you give a practical example? Okay, so it's Monday. You get up at some point.
Yeah.
What is a typical Monday or a typical work day like for you as a team owner of Team Revolution?
Yeah. I mean, first thing when I wake up in the morning, I check emails. So if there's any emails from, I don't know, like tournament organizations, media, press, sponsors, anything like that, just responding to them. And then I go onto social media, see if anything's blowing up, anything need a retweet. So we do have a social media manager who should be doing that. Sometimes he doesn't, so I'm making sure I check that too. And then any jersey orders are fulfilled, stuff like that. Thing is with these things, like it doesn't take that much time, that's what I'm saying. So like if you think about those tasks, you can do that in under an hour easily. So that's why, you know, like I don't only do this, like I work part-time at Samsung. So like I have other forms of income. So yeah.
Okay, so you actually at this point in time you are working full-time at Samsung also?
Part-time.
Part-time, sorry,
yeah.
part-time.
Just so I have time to go to like gym and stuff like that. But yeah, because I have free time, I don't I don't want to like just have income from Team Revolution. I want to, you know, maximize the amount of money I can get.
Yeah, okay.
I'm very like businessy in that aspect. But yeah, like I work as many jobs as I can, just because I have free time, and Team Revolution doesn't take up too much time actually.
Okay, so you spend in a normal, typical work day, you spend maybe 2 to 3 hours tops
Yeah.
on Team Revolution.
Yeah.
And part of it is social media, emails, business related. Yeah. And who does the books for you? Who handles the money? Is it also you?
Sometimes. I have 2 other partners in this as well, so they sometimes do it as well. One of them's a law graduate, and the other one has an accounting background. So I let them handle most of the important stuff. Don't touch that. But yeah, I mostly let them do it. But if if they're too busy or something, I'll take a look or pay someone else to take a look at it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, like an accountant or something.
Oh. If you tell it like that, it sounds very easy to be a team owner.
It's surprisingly not hard. I don't know who said it at a previous home story, but no. So I went to this it was called an Esports Super Forum Insider. It's basically where a lot of investors show up to this conference, and they come from like betting organizations, gaming companies, loads of different things basically. And there was the team owner from Team Vitality, I think. He's a really nice guy as well, but he's really busy. And basically he told me that anyone can get into esports. Like, it's really easy to just put your money into it. It's about when you turn it into a business, then it becomes something completely different. Because you can easily pump like 2K of your own hard-earned money into esports, and maybe you blow up or whatever. But if you're not obtaining some other form of income in terms of like sponsorships or brand deals and stuff like that, you're not gonna last very long on that. So yeah, anyone can do it, and it's not hard, but yeah, do it smartly, do it wisely.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's actually the secret.
Yeah.
How you approach the whole thing and to make it sustainable and long term. Thanks so much so far. We will take a quick technical break, and then we are back with more questions.